If you often watch our channel's videos, you should know that the mobile phone business is the focus of China's 5G telecom giant Huawei, and the consumer business composed of mobile phones, at its peak contributed more than half of Huawei's revenue. Now the operator business and enterprise business have become the main source of Huawei's revenue. However, Huawei has not given up on the development of the mobile phone business, and there is news from the British media that Huawei may release 5G mobile phones next year, using domestic 5G radio frequency chips. What's going on? What are the breakthrough directions of Huawei 5G? British media say Huawei will release 5G mobile phone next year. Everyone knows the situation of Huawei's mobile phone business. In recent years, Google has stopped the authorization of GMS, which has changed the development of Huawei's overseas mobile phone business. Google has not opened the Android system update to Huawei. Google's operations have frustrated Huawei's mobile phone business in terms of software systems, but this has instead prompted the implementation of Huawei's Hongmeng system. So far, the Hongmeng system has installed 300 million units. In terms of hardware, the United States has taken action again, hindering chip foundry and chip supply, and radio frequency chips involving American technology cannot be freely shipped. You must know that the radio frequency chip is an important core of the 5G network. Without the support of the radio frequency chip module, the mobile phone can only use the 4G network. This is what Huawei is currently experiencing. The market mainly sells 4G mobile phones. The 5G mobile phones that can be sold are either old models, need to be snapped up, or belong to low-end products. When to return to 5G has always been the expectation of the majority of consumers. With the strength of Huawei's 5G technology, if the 5G network can be reused, the experience will be very good. Regarding when to return to 5G, there is news from the British media that Huawei has officially announced its decision to release 5G mobile phones next year and use domestically produced 5G radio frequency chips. This is to completely break the hook with American technology. Because American technology covers the RF chip industry chain, it is estimated that it is not easy to purchase this part of the chip externally. Then we can only use domestic technology, and we also need to achieve core technology, from design to manufacturing can be independent and controllable. Only by meeting the requirements of localization can Huawei 5G return to the mobile phone business. If the news from the British media is true, it will undoubtedly meet the expectations of many people. Under the wave of the 5G market, only 5G can meet the needs of the times. Selling 4G mobile phones is not Huawei's will. As the world's leading 5G manufacturer, Huawei believes that it wants to use 5G networks more than anyone else. Of course, how accurate the news from the British media is and whether Huawei can use 5G mobile phones at that time will take time to answer. Before that, what we have to do is to give Huawei enough time to allow Huawei to face the future according to the planned development needs. What is the direction of Huawei's 5G breakthrough? Huawei holds a large number of 5G core patented technologies and is an important participant in the formulation of global 5G standards. On the whole, 5G is not only used in a single field, So what are the breakthrough directions of Huawei 5G? The first is to vigorously deploy the 5G to B business. Ren Jingfei said that the biggest role of 5G is in the to-B market business. If it is only used to increase large-scale traffic, then 5G itself will fail. What is to-B? To put it simply, it is a service provided to enterprise users, while the consumer is to C. Therefore, Huawei 5G will also bring high bandwidth and low latency high-quality solutions to enterprise users, which are widely used in medical, transportation, education, industry, coal mines and other fields. For example, 5G technology is used for remote mining to reduce the risk of personnel going into the mine. The market potential of the 5G to B business is very large, and it will also be the main direction for the development of the 5G industry in the future. Huawei has won more than 3,000 5G to B orders, leading the industry. This business is also one of Huawei's 5G breakthrough directions. The second is the consumer business that everyone is concerned about. Huawei's 5G is used in the consumer business field, mainly in the Internet of Vehicles of smart cars, and the 5G network of smartphones. As far as the 5G network of mobile phones is concerned, if Huawei wants to return to the 5G network and become a breakthrough direction, there are actually solutions. Either bet on the development of domestic RF chips and solve the problem from the root of the industry chain, or use accessories equipped with 5G communication shells to upgrade 4G mobile phones to 5G. If the 5G communication shell is used, a certain additional cost of accessories will be added, depending on the personal wishes of consumers. Huawei's 5G coverage is broad, and it is not only developing in one direction. Whether it is 5G to B business or consumer-oriented 5G mobile phone products, Huawei will not give up its layout. On the one hand, it opens the door for market cooperation and establishes 5G cooperation with operators in various countries. On the other hand, it insists on the research and development of mobile phone business. It is not difficult to find that in the process, many of Huawei's core technologies have been improved, and they have more independent and controllable right to speak. For example, the Hongmeng operating system is ushering in an ecological rise, and the smart car business is also using ICT technology to avoid dependence on the outside world. The decision not to build a car gives Huawei a free market space. According to British media, Huawei will release 5G mobile phones next year, and will also use domestically produced radio frequency chips. This means that the key radio frequency technology field will be broken off with external technology. Of course, it remains to be seen whether the news is true. But what can be known is that Huawei will stick to the end and bring more and better products and services to consumers. What do you think about this? Feel free to share in the comments below.